Taking inspiration from Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, Hee Haw was a variety show featuring country music and humor set in the fictional Kornfield Kounty. The vast majority of each week's episodes included a series of skits, corny jokes, and blackouts. However, the bulk of the series focused on its music. Unfortunately, the majority of the Hee Haw cast members have passed away since the series wrapped up. Some of these since-departed cast members include Buck Owens, Junior Samples, and Roy Clark. If you're a fan of Hee Haw and have fond memories of tuning in each week to see your favorite musical acts, keep watching to learn how each of its major cast members died. Roy Clark. Roy Linwood Clark was a singer and musician who hosted Hee Haw from 1969 to 97. He was born in 1933 in Meherrin, Virginia. As a child, he spent some time in New York City, where his father moved to find work during the Great Depression. At 11, his family moved once again to Washington, D.C., where his father found a job at the Washington Navy Yard. Clark's father was a semi-pro musician who played guitar, fiddle, and banjo, while his mother was a talented pianist. The first instrument Roy learned to play was a 4-string cigar box ukulele. He soon learned how to play guitar, and that led to him learning how to play the banjo and mandolin as well. In 1947 and 48, Clark won the National Banjo Championship. When he was 15, he briefly toured with the band. He then played at the various country western music venues in the D.C. area for a while before making his TV debut at 16 on WTTG. The following year, he made his first appearance at the Grand Ole Opry. Following that, he toured the country for 18 months, playing backup guitar for David Stringbean Aikman and several other influential country stars, performing at county fairs and small-town theaters. In 1956, Clark competed on Arthur Godfrey's Talent Scouts on CBS. In '69, he appeared regularly on George Hamilton IV's television series in D.C. After performing in Vegas for a couple of years, in 1960, Clark appeared as a guest star on The Tonight Show when Jimmy Dean was filling in for Jack Parr. He then appeared in the Beverly Hillbillies as a recurring character. In 1969, Clark teamed up with Buck Owens to co-host Hee Haw. He continued to do that until 1997. During his tenure, Clark was a member of the $1 Million Band and frequently participated in comedy sketches. He died at his Tulsa home of pneumonia November 15, 2018, at age 85. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. Buck Owens. Born in Sherman, Texas in 1929, Owens was the lead singer of the country music group Buck Owens and the Buckaroos, which charted 21 #1 hits on the Billboard country music charts. Musically, he pioneered a style that came to be known as the Bakersfield Sound, which got its name from Owens' adopted home of Bakersfield, California. As a child growing up in Mesa, Arizona, where his family moved during the Dust Bowl and Great Depression, he discovered he loved to sing and perform in school plays. He taught himself how to play music and became very proficient at guitar, mandolin, drums, and horns. Before making it as a musical artist and television personality, Owens worked as a truck driver. It was during his roots that he drove through the San Joaquin Valley in California and discovered his love for the town of Bakersfield. After he and his wife settled there in 1951, Owens frequently made trips to Hollywood for session recording jobs at Capitol Records. Doing this, he got to play backup for artists like Tennessee Ernie Ford, Tommy Duncan, Cleet Stewart, and Tommy Collins. In time, Owens began recording his own rock and roll, rockabilly, and country songs. While he experienced several setbacks in his early musical career, eventually his hard work paid off when he scored several hits on the Billboard charts. Owens co-hosted Hee Haw from 1969 to 86. On March 25, 2006, Owens died of a heart attack in his sleep at his ranch in Bakersfield, just hours after he and his band played a show. He was only 76. Roy Acuff. This legendary country music singer, fiddler, and promoter was nicknamed the King of Country Music. He's frequently credited with helping guide the genre from its early string band and hoedown roots to the singer-based format that made it internationally successful. Hank Williams told Ralph Gleason in 1952 that Acuff was the biggest singer that country music ever knew. His musical career began in the 30s. He gained some regional fame as the singer and fiddle player of the musical group the Smoky Mountain Boys. In 1938, Roy joined the Grand Ole Opry. While his popularity as a musical artist waned in the late 40s, he remained one of the Opry's key promoters for the next 4 decades. Acuff made numerous appearances on Hee Haw. His final appearance on the show was on the October 28, 1989 episode. After being active in the industry for 70 years, Acuff passed away November 23, 1992, at age 89. He died of congestive heart failure at the Baptist Hospital in Nashville. Archie Campbell. Archie was a writer for Hee Haw who also starred in the series. He got his start as a country music singer. After Hee Haw ended, he spent his remaining years playing golf and painting. He even ended up opening a gallery in Knoxville. One of Archie's most famous Hee Haw sketches was Rindersella. The skit told the story of the fairy tale Cinderella using spoonerism to switch around the letters for comedic effect. Campbell died of a fatal heart attack in 1987 at age 72. Tennessee Ernie Ford. Known for his rich, bass baritone voice and his down-home sense of humor, Ford was a country singer and television personality best remembered for his hit recordings of 16 Tons and the Shotgun Boogie. Ford was one of the most frequent guest stars to appear on Hee Haw. Before appearing on that program, he hosted his own primetime variety show on NBC called The Ford Show. The program aired from 1956 to 61. From 1962 to 65, he hosted a daytime talk show called The Tennessee Ernie Ford Show. In his later years, Ford and his wife, Betty, dealt with serious alcoholism. Eventually, alcohol took a toll on both of their lives. In 1989, Betty took her own life with an intentional drug overdose, and after that, Ernie's health took a nosedive. He passed away 2 years later on October 17, 1991. Grandpa Jones. Born Louis Marshall Jones in 1913, Grandpa Jones was a banjo player and old-time country and gospel singer. After establishing himself as one of the most influential country musicians of the 40s, Jones became a charter cast member on Hee Haw in 1968. He was best known on the show for frequently shouting out his signature catchphrase, "Outrageous." In January of 1998, Jones suffered from 2 strokes after performing at the Grand Ole Opry. He died on February 19, 1998, in Hermitage, Tennessee, at age 84. Junior Samples. This comedian was best known for his 14-year run as a Hee Haw cast member. Samples dropped out of school in the 6th grade. For the first 40 years of his life, he worked as a carpenter and stock car racing driver. He then recorded a story about catching the biggest fish ever seen in his hometown. The recording ended up becoming a best-selling novelty record. Samples was asked to join the cast of Hee Haw in 1969. There he created a bumbling, hapless character who often stumbled and slow-talked his way through his delivery, intentionally messing up jokes and flubbing his lines. Later in his career, Samples attempted a political career, but despite running for lieutenant governor of Georgia, he was never taken seriously, and eventually it was discovered he was pulling a practical joke for publicity. Samples died of a heart attack in 1983 at 57. Now it's time to hear from you. Who was your favorite cast member of Hee Haw? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.